Hey, welcome back to the channel with your favorite brother and sister real estate duo, Heather Roda and Colin Broadwater. Sad to say that Heather cannot be with us today, but we gotta go ahead and just struggle on without her. And today we are switching things up a little bit. If you've been following along, you know Heather and I are working on covering San Luis Obispo City's towns and municipalities. And most recently, we explored Morro Bay and Los Osos. And today we're covering the last real beach town in California, also known as Cayucos. So the flow of our videos have been a map tour followed by a vlog tour of the city. But today, instead of following the map tour with a vlog, we're doing something that we're hoping will be even more valuable to you. After we do a quick map tour, we're gonna be comparing life and real estate in Cayucos with life and real estate in Los Osos and in Morro Bay. That's right, we're going to bring you, our beloved viewers, the goods on why you might choose to lay down roots in Cayucos, Morro Bay, or in Los Osos. Three incredible Central Coast towns that each offer something totally unique. And spoiler alert, it depends. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's all about finding the right fit for your particular lifestyle and tastes. Please do let us know in the comments if this video style is helpful for you, or do you prefer the vlog style, or both? Or what would you like to see us do differently, or more of, or what? So, moving on, whether you're drawn to beachy vibes, natural beauty, or a lively harbor town, we have got you covered. Let's jump in. So let's get started with a map tour. And I think probably the most logical place to start is going to be right down the historic pier. But first, just note that Cayucos is small. I do think that the population is somewhere around 3,000, but we looked at Atascadero recently, and you can look at the size of Atascadero. It's not huge. It's somewhere around, you know, like 30, 40,000 people, something like that, and then look at Cayucos, it's tiny. So anyway, one of the last little beach towns, a super cute, quaint little place, but it is not big, it's small. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not doing a vlog tour of this thing here, is because if you wanted to get to know Cayucos, Cayucos is a fantastic little town, but it's small. So if you want to go and check it out beyond what I'm doing here, then you just got to go there. It's amazing. So let's look at the south end of town real quick here, and we'll just work our way up. But this is going to be a pretty quick map tour. So the major landmark of south end of Cayucos is going to be Studio Drive, which is on the west side of the highway. And then on the other side, you can kind of get an idea here. This is a hilly area. These homes up here on the top have outstanding panoramic views of the beach all the way down to Morro Rock, and it's just an awesome area. And then again over here, you can gain a little bit of elevation up on Richard Avenue, maybe get a little bit of a view from up there. But yeah, so this is kind of a separate little area from the kind of the main area of Cayucos though, right? So the more downtown area of Cayucos here, these numbered streets, it's very walkable, very small. So if you're living over here, you still have really good access to the beach, killer views. It's very much Cayucos. You're right on Old Creek Road. But you are a little bit separated from kind of the main downtown. So probably the most desirable area in Cayucos, as far as I'm concerned, I think most locals are concerned, would be these numbered streets here. And especially once you get past the first exit into town here, 13th Street exit, I guess it is, Cabrillo. So once you get past this first exit right here, you're very much in kind of like just like the walkable downtown part of Cayucos. So 13th, 12th, 11th, all the way on down. Really, really cool. Pacific Avenue, outstanding. So you're right on the water. So you get to there and you're immediately up into the $3 million price range and above. It's $3, $4, $5 million. There's some really large, beautiful homes. A lot of them are, you know, vacation homes for folks. And yeah, you can walk along the beach right here and just look up at these expansive, beautiful places. But you still do, so all these numbered streets here, you could still totally walk flip-flops, you know, all your beach gear, barefoot, right from here. There's, you know, public beach access right down in here. So all these numbered streets, all these little houses here, you could quickly get down to the beach from there. So to even get like a small, like 2-bedroom bungalow, probably looking at in the like low millions, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, just to get into just about anything in here. Maybe below $1 million if you can find a place that is to the point of almost just needing to be scraped, just leveled. You might be able to get under $1 million, but tough to find. One of the things about Cayucos is there's just not much inventory there. So if you're gonna buy there, you're gonna have to be patient because you're not gonna find your best house quickly. You're not gonna find exactly what you want, just like, over the summer or something like that. Most likely it's gonna take some time. On the other side of Ocean Avenue here, there's St. Mary Park, Santa Isabel, Bakersfield Avenue, all great neighborhoods, all great streets, view homes up here. And the price points are gonna be kind of all over the place depending on what your view is, what the size of the lot is. Most lots in Cayucos are relatively small. So to be able to find like a 10,000 square foot lot, nice yard, have a view, be close to the beach, pretty rare. I mean, you can find it, you're just gonna have to pay for it. Like, you'd be pushing up towards $2 million for something like that for sure. And then there's just, of course, the downtown area right in here, which is just like super cute and super quaint. It's not touristy, so there's not like a ton of restaurants. It's like there's just a few blocks where you can, grab some lunch or grab some dinner, go to a bar, but it's quiet, and that's what people like about it. Like say it's one of the last beach towns in California because it's just small. And yeah, anyway, so map tour of Cayucos. There you have it. Pretty simple, very small, and let's move on. So now that we're through with the map tour, let's talk comparisons. Let's talk about the differences and some similarities between these 3 coastal towns. So Morro Bay, though it's a relatively quiet town for much of the year, is definitely on the livelier side. It's a working harbor town, so there's always something going on. Fishing boats coming in, kayakers on the water, people walking along the Embarcadero, kite festival. There's all kinds of fun stuff happening all the time. It does have a little bit of that touristy vibe, yeah, but this energy makes it feel like a hub of activity here on the Central Coast. There's a big annual triathlon, the Harbor Festival, there's a big car show, and then people are flocking in from the Central Valley and all over the state, really, to cool off all summer long. And it's a great middle ground. It's right in between Los Osos and Cayucos. You've got more dining and shopping options, but it's not like it's crazy or overwhelming or anything. It's still just a quiet little town. And the community is super friendly, and you still get that kind of laid-back coastal vibe lifestyle. And if having a local fire and police department means something to you, then you'll want to know that Morro Bay is the only one of these 3 that have a dedicated police and fire department. And there are no hospitals in any of the 3 towns, though Morro Bay does have urgent care. If being close to really good medical care is a priority, then Los Osos is the closest to French and Sierra Vista by a few minutes. Both great hospitals, and it's not far from each of the little towns, but logistically speaking, Los Osos is the closest of them all. And speaking of Los Osos, Osos doesn't really fit into the typical coastal town mold. It feels more tucked away and more nature focused. You don't have a main street with the cute shops, but you do have places like the Elfin Forest and Montana de Oro right in your backyard. And the vibe there is very artistic and outdoorsy, which I can't really say that Cayucos is not, but it's less kind of out there for everyone to see, I guess. I kind of wonder if maybe Cayucos has less of that artsy, yard artsy type of feel, just because the lots are a little bit smaller in general. And I don't know, maybe the higher price points have something to do with it. Anyway, Los Osos has a lot more of the kind of like that artsy vibe. And it's not for everyone, but if you're looking for peace, quiet, and a sense of connection to nature, it might just be the hideaway feel that you're looking for. And I don't think I've brought up this detail about Los Osos in our videos yet. It doesn't have one of those neighborhoods with a nice sun-soaked south-facing neighborhood. The neighborhoods are generally either mostly flat or on north-facing hillsides. In fact, if we bring the map back up and look at Los Osos, you can actually see here So these hillsides here are all facing north. And then all this stuff down here, it's all relatively flat, right? So you've got all this flat stuff and this north-facing stuff here. And then Morro Bay, to zoom back out for a second here. So let's pull up Morro Bay now. So you look at Morro Bay, and Morro Bay, these neighborhoods here, all west-facing, kind of like that nice, you know, facing towards the sunset, and a little bit south-facing even. And then, you know, here's the downtown of Morro Bay. It does have this one little area right here that's really nice and south-facing. So not a ton of it there, but more than Los Osos has. And then if we look at Cayucos, the thing that makes it feel kind of like sunny and warmer there to me is it's got this kind of bend to it up at the top here where that's all south-facing, and it has this big kind of like bay feeling to it. So the water's just a little bit more calm here. So, you know, it's kind of got something different going for it there than Los Osos in that way. So just kind of the geography, I guess, is just a little bit different. And I think I would have to say that that's a plus, right? That's got the plus for Cayucos and Morro Bay over Los Osos. So that's pretty interesting, right? It's fascinating indeed. Anyway, let's talk real estate. This is where the differences between these three towns really kind of start to stand out. So let's start with Cayucos. Cayucos is the most expensive, hands down. If you're dreaming of a beachfront home, you're looking at $2 million and running up into $3 million at the minimum. Even the smaller cottages a few blocks from the beach, like I was saying earlier, are typically over $1 million. And part of that is just the supply and demand. Cayucos is tiny and there's only so much inventory. It's also one of the few places on the Central Coast where you can still find that quintessential beach town feel, which is also going to help to drive up those prices. Morro Bay, on the other hand, is more affordable and has a lot more variety. You can find older homes and condos under $1 million, and if you're looking for a larger home with a view of Morro Rock or the harbor, you're probably looking at in and around $1.5 to $2 million. Though we have seen some recent sales over $3 million, so you can spend if you want. Now Los Osos, this is the most affordable of the three, but it comes with some quirks. Thanks to the building moratorium, you're dealing with a mix of older homes, fixer-uppers, and some really unique properties. Prices range anywhere from $700K to about $2.5 million for those hillside homes with those awesome panoramic views. And if you want to hear more specifics about those quirks I just mentioned, check out our video, Living in Los Osos. Now, as we've mentioned before, each town's real estate reflects its own personality. Cayucos is all about exclusivity. Morro Bay has a nice balance, and Los Osos is eclectic and full of character. Cayucos, it's really all about the beach, soft sand, great surfing, fishing off the pier, beach cruisers, and flip-flops. It's the kind of place where you could spend an entire day barefoot, 100% happy. Morro Bay, on the other hand, offers a different kind of beauty. You've got the harbor, the estuary, and of course, Morro Rock. Plus, the hiking and bird watching opportunities at Morro Bay State Park are absolutely fantastic. And then Los Osos takes the cake for rugged natural beauty. Montana de Oro is one of the most stunning state parks in California. There's cliffs, tide pools, wildflowers. It's not as beachy, but it's breathtaking in its own way. It's just an amazing place to head out for the afternoon, jumping off the sand dunes, watching the surfers, hunting for rocks and shells, you know, watching the tide go in or out. Anyway, Los Osos is incredible. Morro Bay wins when it comes to amenities. You've got everything you need, restaurants, shops, grocery stores, and it's only 15 minutes from San Luis Obispo. Cayucos is quieter, but it has tons of charm. The downtown area is small, but full of personality, with local favorites like the Brown Butter Cookie Company and Schooner's Wharf. And Los Osos feels more remote, but it's closer to San Luis Obispo than you might think, just about 12 minutes driving. So you still have access to everything you need without giving up that secluded vibe. So, which town is the right fit for you? If you're drawn to classic beach charm and don't mind the price, and waiting for the right property to become available, Cayucos is probably a great choice for you. For a lively but laid-back vibe, Morro Bay could be perfect. And if you're looking for a nature-filled retreat, Los Osos is pretty hard to beat. Ultimately, it comes down to your priorities, what kind of lifestyle you want and what kind of home fits your needs. Hey, I do hope this comparison has helped you narrow things down, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're considering a move to the Central Coast, please reach out with any questions. We'd love to help you find your perfect spot. We'll see you in the next video.